What goes underneath your kitchen sink in an Airbnb or a vacation rental? That is a great question, and we're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by turnovercleaningtips.com, and that is a resource hub for Airbnb hosts, for the property managers who send house cleaners to the vacation rental properties, or for the house cleaners who actually do the turnover service themselves. So it's a resource hub. It has all kinds of different staging and cleaning information. Now that we just started, this is brand new, we just started a community where if you have questions, you can ask your questions right there in the community. And there are Airbnb hosts, vacation rental, short-term rental hosts that can jump in and answer your questions. And everybody can kind of network and share that information right there in the community. All right, so if you have a question, turnovercleaningtips.com. All right, on to today's question, which is from an Airbnb host that wants to know, what am I supposed to keep underneath my kitchen sink so that when my guests arrive, if they decide that they want to cook or they want to clean up or they want to tidy up after themselves, what kind of cleaning supplies and stuff am I supposed to have? Let's take a look underneath the kitchen sink and I'll show you everything that you're going to need for your Airbnb guests when they come stay at your place. All right, we want to make it really easy on our guests when they arrive by having some kind of a hand towel for them to wipe their hands on when they rinse their hands off at the sink. We also want to have a roll of paper towels in case they make a mess so that they're able to clean those up as they go and then just toss those in the trash. Now over here we have a sponge holder, and this is the way the sponge is supposed to be displayed so that the sponge will air out and it won't get moldy while it's sitting here somewhere on the countertop. If you show your customers and your guests how to put stuff away and where stuff goes, most of the time they will leave it where it goes, or they will use it and then put it back where it goes when they're done. All right, this is just a regular hand soap and a dishwashing soap and a sponge. That should be all that they need in order to do dishes and maintain the top of the counter space. And then, of course, they can just put dishes in the dishwasher and run a cycle before they leave. All right, now we've looked at what's on top of the sink. What is underneath the sink? Let's take a look. All right, now all we want underneath the sink are things that your guests might use while they're here. We want to remove everything else that a guest will not see or use. Now, real quick while we're back here, I want to point out a couple of things. If you look back here at the pipes, you're going to see that we have some zip ties and then we have some plates that we've placed around at the bottom of the pipes. And this is so that mice can't get in. We talked in another episode about mice infestation, and this is to prevent mice from coming in. So we've covered and sealed up all of the gaps and the cracks, and then we've put a zip tie down there to lock that in place so mice can't come through. So I've pulled a bucket from underneath the sink just to give you a brief overview of the cleaning chemicals and supplies that we are leaving for our guests. This will encourage the guests to clean up after themselves and to use these supplies in the event that they need them. And also it makes it easy for the inventory for either you as the host or your house cleaner as they're restocking the supplies. So the very first thing we have here is a bottle brush, and it's inside a mug so that if you use it and then put it back, it doesn't drip in the bigger bucket. And the bigger bucket is here so that it doesn't drip on the surface of the under the sink wooden area below. All right, what we have here is we have stainless steel magic wipes, and we have some cooktop magic, and then we have some Dawn dishwashing soap. Now, the reason we don't use our professional cleaning supplies is because a lot of them are not labeled for commercial use. But if a customer comes underneath your sink, we want them to be able to know what the cleaning supplies are, because if they have any questions, the instructions are on the labels on the containers. So we use commercial grade store consumer products for our underneath the sink area. Now we do have some SOS pads here. I have 2 of them inside a Ziploc bag. The reason I have these is in the event that they do some cooking and they have a lot of gunk on the bottom of a pan, they can clean this up and leave it the way that they found it instead of leaving the mess for you. We have a non-scratch scrub sponge, and we also have a magic eraser in here. And the reason that I have these here is not to say that the guests have to clean, but there are a lot of homes that I've stayed in where if they had something like this, then I would be delighted, and I know how to use them. I would clean up after myself when I'm done. I have a little tub here with 3 nuggets in it of packets of dishwasher soap. And the reason I only have 3 is it's a good number. I don't know many guests that are going to do more than 3 loads of dishes while they're at your place. But if they're here for a couple of weeks and they need more, this is a starter pack and they can go to the grocery and they can buy more if they need them. Also, this gives them some to encourage them to do dishes. Underneath this, I have some extra terry cloths that they can use in case they make a mess or there's a spill of some sort, or if they need an extra hand towel or 2. We have several here that they're welcome to use. And again, it makes inventory really easy. And the purpose of all of this in individualized buckets is when they're done with the sponges, for example, they can put them back in this bucket and it won't leak on the towels below. If they use the bottle brush, they can put it back in the mug. That way it won't leak on whatever's below. So this is just a really great way to contain everything so your guests have what they need in the event that they want to tidy up after themselves, and it encourages them to do so. So again, it's a quick way to do inventory, quick way to let them know what you have available for them. And like I said, everything has labels on it, and so that will make it easy for them to know how to use them in the event that they do decide to clean up. All right, so that's what we have underneath our kitchen sink. What do you recommend, or did we leave anything out? This is a chance for you to show and tell or share and tell and leave your comments in the notes below. All right, if this was helpful to you, please pass it on to a friend, and until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.